Hey, good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Janice.
It's so nice to see you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Can't complain.
Great, great. When I say glad to see you, I mean to meet you because I don't think I've ever seen you before. Do you work in the federal building?
Yeah, we're actually on the same floor. I'm about two doors down.
Oh,
Um,
goodness.
I had no idea you were a steward, honestly.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't really advertise that. Um, I don't know. People ask so many questions and, sometimes I don't know. It can be a little overwhelming. Not that I don't want you to ask me questions. I mean, when I have a case going, I'm really happy to do it. But sometimes it's a lot. But anyway, well, so I got a referral from the chapter president, and he advised me that I would be assigned your case. I've been doing this a while, and I've done several performance appraisal cases, so I think I can handle this. But let's just talk a little. Hey, keep it down. I'm working. Ah, telework. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
It's like kiddos at
Yeah.
home.
So I was, I guess, kind of hesitant to reach out to the union because, I've never been involved with anything like this before, and like my job, like my manager, didn't want to get anybody in trouble or cause a stir or anything like that. So it's kind of really important that this kind of stays confidential to the extent it can, because I really don't want, other people finding out about it.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about that. This is a confidential process. I handled a case for a guy next door to me last year, and we saved his job, and nobody ever knew that he had a problem. So, we will never tell anybody that you have a case or anything about your case. I do want to just kind of lay the table, set the table a little bit for our meeting. As I said, I've done this before. Performance appraisals are very common. So, it's not anything out of the ordinary. So, I don't think you have any real reason to think your manager is going to be put off by a performance appraisal grievance.
Okay,
Probably it's the most frequent type of grievance that we get.
great.
Um,
That's great.
so, yeah. So, what we'll do in this process is I'm going to get as much information as I can from you about, your performance history, anything that might have affected your performance appraisal, any kind of counseling that you got, just anything that was going on with you. And just do your best to recollect the facts because it's better for me to know than to not know. Surprises are not good. And also, as we're talking, if you can think about any documents that you might have that would support any part of what we're talking about, that will be helpful. So you mentioned that you were concerned about retaliation or people knowing about this. Do you have any other concerns, any other questions about the grievance process that I can answer?
No, no, I don't think so.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, well, so let's start with the problem that you're having. So exactly what happened with your performance appraisal? What
Okay.
what
Yep.
happened?
So about a week ago, I got my annual performance appraisal, and I was kind of shocked because it was a lot lower than I was anticipating and hoping for. I've been here 6 years. Every year, I get what I consider a pretty reasonable and fair performance appraisal. This year, after I read through it, it really seemed unfair because, according to some of the notes in the appraisal, management was upset that I apparently wasn't getting the work done fast enough. But really, for the last 6 months, uh, I don't know if you know Joe, but he's in the kind of, I think, a grade 14 position. He took a TDY into a supervisor role. And basically, since he's been gone, I've been having to do this new work, which is much more complex. I don't really feel like I'm qualified for. And frankly, it's taken me a lot longer to get the work done. I'm getting there. I'm learning as I go, but it's really been a slog. And at no time did the agency provide me with any training. Basically, my mid-year review was what I expected, but that really was the work that I had always been doing in this role. And then, yeah, about 6 months ago, I've been starting to do this much more complex work. I've been working really long days, trying to get it done. It's honestly like my back is getting sore because I've just like hunched over all day, crunching and grinding through this work. And my boss knows that I have this chronic back pain issue. And with certain assignments, I usually will trade them with someone else, but that hasn't been happening with the new work. So yeah, I really just am hoping that maybe I can provide an explanation as to why I think this is unfair and maybe get it adjusted to something more reasonable.
I do have a question. You said that you're being assigned work that was previously done by a higher graded employee. How is the work assigned? Is there any way for us to know that the work is higher graded?
So I'm in the IT department, and how we get our assignments is through what are these tickets. And so I think the tickets themselves will say the type of work and maybe even what kind of grade it is. And I'm pretty sure we'll be able to track that these assignments would have gone to Joe
Hmm.
before he left for his TDY, and management hasn't backfilled his position, and it's just fallen on basically me to cover that workload. It's
Okay.
been really tough.
That sounds tough. Okay, so just to make sure that I am clear on everything, you were okay with your prior appraisal, would have liked for it to be higher, as we all would, but it was a fair appraisal in your mind.
Hmm. That's
Um,
correct.
so, about the mid-year, you said about 6 months ago, your coworker Joe went on TDY,
Yep,
and Joe is a higher graded person,
that's
higher graded
correct.
employee, and you've been picking up his assignments,
Yeah, and
right?
the work is tough, let me tell you.
It's tough. And the problem primarily is not accuracy, it's the timeliness of the work that you've been
Yeah,
producing
I
that they
mean,
object to.
maybe at the beginning I was making an error or two, but slowly but surely I've learned how to do the work just through kind of trial and error and reaching out to some of my colleagues that do the work. But yeah, it still just takes me longer to do the work because I'm
Okay.
not what I would say appropriately trained on it.
Okay. All right. And so you got your appraisal at the end of the year. Did you submit a self-assessment or anything of that nature?
I did, but it was pretty bleak. In the past, I just, was expecting and always got good appraisals. And so I didn't really put too much thought into it because I just assumed that they would give something consistent. And I didn't really get any notice that what I was doing was not appropriate. I thought I was working my butt off to get the work done as fast as I could, and then for them to come back and say it's not being done quickly enough without any notice just really seems unfair.
Okay. All right. So I think I have a good understanding. It sounds to me like in addition to having a performance appraisal grievance, you may have a higher graded duties grievance. You're doing work for a higher graded employee, and it sounds like we would be able to establish how much work you've been doing and probably the timeliness, knowing that they track that work the way that they do through the ticketing system. So you may have a couple of things that you're looking at. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so from here, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to send you an email basically summarizing my understanding of what the salient facts are. I'm also going to include a list of documents that I'd like for you to provide to me. I would like a copy of your most recent performance appraisal and your prior appraisal, as well as your mid-year. If you received any documents over the course of the year explaining that you were being assigned new work, or if you got any different performance standards, anything like that, send that to me as well.
Okay.
Um, and if there's any documentation that you received during the course of the year that you think is pertinent, you can share that with me as well. I'm going to also send you a form that I need you to immediately sign and return to me. basically releasing the agency to give information about your case to us. Without
Okay.
this signed release, we won't be able to do anything. And we do need to be able to request information in order to do the proper research on your case. All right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so I will stay in touch with you via email. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm also going to make sure that I let you know the deadlines in your case. So, for example, based on the information that I have, you got your performance appraisal 7 days ago. So now we have, if we're going to file a grievance, we got 8 more days to get that grievance filed. So you need to know the deadline. So if you don't see that I filed a grievance, then you need to be following up with me so that you know what's going on with your case and making sure that nothing happens. Okay? I do wonder this. Are you a member of the union, Sam?
I don't think so, actually. I meant to sign up when I first started, and then, I don't think anyone ever really followed up with me, and here I am 6 years later.
Yeah. Well, good news for you. It's never too late to sign up. And it's really important to sign up, Sam. Our chapter is very effective. And the reason we're effective, or one of the reasons that we're so effective, is because we have the support of the bargaining unit. The way that the bargaining unit shows their support is by joining the union, by being a member of the union. And that's our way of saying to management, we're not going to just let the agency have its way. You're going to have to deal with us in a fair and transparent manner. So I'm going to send you an SF 1187, and that's a request to join the union. And what it will do is once you sign it and return it, it will allow your dues to be taken out of your paycheck. So you don't have to write a check. You don't have to think about it anymore. Okay. So
Perfect.
I'll send that to you electronically. I want to encourage you to sign up and join. And it has all the instructions on there. But if you have any more questions about it, of course, feel free to reach out to me and ask whatever questions you have. Okay. All right. So yeah, so it was really good talking to you. I look forward to working on this case with you. Just do be sure to get everything back to me in a timely fashion.
Will do.
And yeah, and I hope your back will be feeling better. Did you injure yourself some kind of way?
Yeah, it's actually from my military time. I was a Schedule A veterans hire, and so the agency is kind of well aware of my disability rating related to my back, and
Mm-hmm.
they should kind of know about this issue. But yeah, it's been really bothering me lately, even more so than when I was hired.
Wow. And your manager, she knows you have back problems?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Wow, that's a
I've
shame. She should give you a break. Oh man, yeah, my back, it bothers me. Yeah, old skiing injury. Service to our country, and thank you for your service to the agency as well. So we're going to try to get this taken care of you, okay? Taken care of quickly, okay?
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.